Crime scene. The police investigation was widespread, but every lead seemed to end in a dead end, leaving the Walsh family with more questions than answers. Theories ranged from a serial killer to a botched kidnapping, but the lack of evidence made it impossible to pinpoint a suspect or motive. As the years went by, the case grew cold, but the memory of Adam Walsh lived on, and his father, John Walsh, became a tireless advocate for missing children. The murder of Adam Walsh remains a haunting mystery, a grim reminder that justice is not always served, and some crimes may never be fully solved. What do you think happened to Adam Walsh? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.
He jumped at 10,000 feet with $200,000. On November 24, 1971, Dan Cooper parachuted out with a ransom. The hijacking occurred between Portland and Seattle airspace. Despite an extensive FBI investigation, Cooper's true identity remains a mystery. His fate after jumping into the night with $200,000 is still unknown. What do you think really happened to D.B. Cooper? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.
Two sisters walked in, none walked out. On a chilly December 28, 1956, Barbara and Patricia Grimes vanished. After attending a movie, their disappearance left a haunting silence. 25 days later, their lifeless bodies were discovered in a forest preserve. Despite multiple suspects, the case remains ice cold with no convictions. What do you think really happened to the Grimes sisters? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.
Mother of two vanishes during jog. On November 2, 2016, Sherry Papini vanished while jogging in Shasta Lake, California. Her phone and headphones were found on the ground, with no sign of struggle. She was discovered 150 miles away, with injuries and a questionable story of abduction. Her case remains shrouded in mystery, with many questioning the validity of her claims. What do you think really happened to Sherry Papini? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.
Body cut in half, no killer found. On January 15, 1947, a local resident stumbled upon a mutilated body. The victim was 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, with evidence of torture and abuse. Her body was cut in half, sparking a massive investigation. Despite numerous suspects, the case remains one of America's most infamous unsolved murders. What really happened to Elizabeth Short? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.
Boy vanishes. 6-year-old Adam Walsh was last seen playing video games alone in a crowded Florida mall on a sunny July day in 1981. His mother, Rive Walsh, left him for a few minutes to browse nearby sewing supplies, but when she returned, Adam was gone. A frantic search of the mall and surrounding areas yielded nothing, and an investigation was launched to find the missing boy. Days turned into weeks, and the only clue was a haunting discovery. Adam's severed head found floating in a canal, his body never recovered. What really happened to Adam Walsh? Subscribe to see part 2 tomorrow. A child's head was found in a canal. Adam Walsh vanished from a mall. His father, John Walsh, searched, but Adam's body was never found. The case remains unsolved. What do you think happened to Adam? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.
A child's severed head was found in a canal. On a sunny July 27, 1981, 6-year-old Adam Walsh vanished from a Hollywood, Florida mall. He was shopping with his mother, who left him alone for a moment to try on shoes. When she returned, Adam was gone, and a massive search effort began, scouring the area for any sign of him. But only his head was ever found, leaving his family and investigators with a haunting, unresolved mystery. What do you think really happened to Adam Walsh? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.
Two sisters, one movie, no return. On a chilly December 28, 1956, Barbara and Patricia Grimes went to see an Elvis movie. Their worried mother reported them missing when they didn't return home by midnight. A massive search effort began, scouring the city and nearby forest preserves. But it wasn't until January 22, 1957, that their bodies were found, sparking a haunting mystery. What really happened to the Grimes sisters? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.
A child's head was found in a canal. On a sweltering July 27, 1981, Adam Walsh vanished from a Hollywood, Florida, shopping mall. His mother, Reve, left him playing video games while she tried on clothes. When she returned, Adam was gone, leaving behind only his toys and terror. Despite decades of investigations, Adam's body was never found, and his murder remains unsolved. What do you think really happened to Adam? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.
Her car was found crashed and abandoned on a snowy road in Haverhill, New Hampshire. Nobody has ever found Maura Murray. Maura had been driving on Route 112 when her 1996 Saturn S Series crashed into a snowbank around 7:30 p.m. A local resident, Butch Atwood, stopped to help her, but Maura declined, saying she had already called AAA. However, when the police arrived, Maura was gone, and her car was still running with the doors locked and the keys inside. The investigation that followed revealed that Maura had been acting strangely in the days leading up to her disappearance, and her family reported that she had been struggling with personal issues. Despite numerous searches and tips, Maura's disappearance remains one of the most baffling cases in New Hampshire history, with no signs of her or any indication of what might have happened to her. What do you think happened to Maura Murray that night?
Did Lizzie kill her own family? August 4, 1892, Fall River, Massachusetts, witnessed a gruesome double murder. Andrew and Abby Borden were found brutally slaughtered in their home. Their daughter Lizzie was the prime suspect, but lacked concrete evidence. The case remains infamous, with the killer's identity still shrouded in mystery. What really happened that day? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries. Ship sinks with $100 million. On September 11, 1857, the SS Central America vanished in a hurricane off South Carolina's coast. Captain William Lewis Herndon deliberately sank with his ship, a heroic act of duty and sacrifice. Aboard were 30,000 pounds of gold, now lying undisturbed on the dark ocean floor. Despite numerous recovery attempts, much of the treasure remains lost, hidden beneath the waves. What secrets do you think the deep still holds? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries. Face smashed beyond recognition. On a chilly January evening in 1931, Liverpool insurance agent Julia Wallace was found brutally murdered. Her husband William claimed to have discovered her lifeless body upon returning from a mysterious client meeting. Police found Julia's body with severe head injuries, sparking a complex investigation into her gruesome murder. Despite questionable evidence, William's acquittal remains a dark, unresolved mystery to this day. What really happened to Julia? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries. On December 1, 1948, a mysterious body washed up on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, with no identification found, except a cryptic coded message in his pocket, puzzling detectives as they scoured the area for clues, but every lead ended in darkness, leaving the man's identity and the code's meaning forever unsolved. Follow at GrimFacts YT for more dark tales. On a sweltering summer day in 1950, a mystifying affliction crept over Kaufman's women, silencing 30 voices forever. As days turned into weeks, the eerie silence deepened, with no explanation in sight. Their husbands and children searched for answers, but every door led to a dead end. The women's haunting silence remained, a chilling enigma that would forever haunt Kaufman. Follow at GrimFacts Whitey for more dark secrets. On September 20, 1988, Tara Calico vanished. While out on a bike ride near Belen, New Mexico, her bike was found abandoned. A year later, a Polaroid photo of a woman resembling Calico was discovered. In a parking lot in Florida, the photo sparked a further investigation. But despite numerous searches, Tara Calico's disappearance remains a haunting mystery. Follow at GrimFacts Whitey for more dark stories. A haunting hum echoes through Taos. On a sweltering summer evening in 1990, residents first reported the sound. As the nights wore on, the hum persisted, a low-frequency drone that seeped into every home. Despite investigations, the source remained elusive, a maddening enigma that frayed nerves and tested patience. The hum continued to plague Taos, an unsettling presence that refused to fade into the desert silence. What's behind the Taos hum? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries. 8 bodies found axed in bed. On June 10, 1912, in Villisca, Iowa, the Moore family slept. Their guests' 2 children were also there, unaware of the horror. The next morning, a neighbor discovered the gruesome scene. Axes were found but no killer, leaving the town in terror. What do you think really happened? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries. Cyanide-laced Tylenol kills 7. On a chilly September morning in 1982, Chicago residents stumbled upon a horrific discovery. 7 people had collapsed after taking Tylenol capsules, their bodies found with no visible signs of trauma. As investigators scrutinized the capsules, they found a deadly surprise. Potassium cyanide had been meticulously inserted. The killer was never caught, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a nation on high alert. What drove the killer to target Tylenol? Subscribe and like for more dark mysteries.